हो गया चलो।
हाँ हो गया शुरू कहाँ से कर रहे हैं भाई? अस्सलाम वालेकुम। शुरू कर रहे हैं हम, यहीं से शुरू करेंगे। मेरी बहुत ही प्यारी दोस्त आमना मेरे साथ यहाँ पे मौजूद हैं, जो एक एक्टिविस्ट हैं, एक कॉर्पोरेट जॉब भी करती हैं। उनके साइड में एक बड़ा क्रिएटिव साइड भी है, जहाँ पे उनके कुछ वीडियोस भी बनते रहते हैं यहाँ वहाँ। और आज हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं आमना। हेलो,
हाय,
हाउ आर यू?
आई एम गुड, हाउ आर यू?
गुड गुड। वेलकम टू स्पीक ईजी। सो कोई नर्वसनेस नहीं होनी, इट्स स्पीक ईजी, सो वी आर ईजी स्पीकिंग। या यू बीन बिजी?
Super busy.
What is keeping you busy?
It's Ramadan and then job. Not like I fast or anything, but still, like, the job is crazy. It's too demanding. It's been taking up all my time.
But you also love it.
Yeah, true.
अब job नहीं कर रही होती तो फिर क्या होता?
I think it's very important to be busy.
Yeah.
Like one thing that I love is that when you're busy, you don't get time to think about anything else.
बिल्कुल सही है, except for Atif Aslam.
Yeah. So Atif Aslam is a part of
the busyness.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, music is one thing that actually motivates me, I feel.
हाँ.
Music is like kind of my therapy.
Yeah.
So I literally have earphones in my ears all the time.
Wow.
Even when I'm at work, like, I'm listening to music, I cannot survive without music.
Yeah, you cannot, of course. I think music is like one of those things for everybody. और सबकी ज़िंदगी का एक साउंड ट्रैक होता है. अगर मैं तुम्हें बोलूँ तुम्हारी ज़िंदगी का साउंड ट्रैक क्या है तो क्या होगा?
So that's gonna be I Lived by One Republic.
I lived.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And you are living, mashallah. You've not let anything ever stop you. And I remember that when we met for the first time as well, I was so inspired because I was like, wow, here's a person who I would say, like, say if I was in your position, I would not have been this positive and felt so amazing about life and taken it by the horns, I'd probably be like, why me? Did that thought ever cross your head? या होता है कभी आता है?
It does, but honestly, like, I don't let it get to me because I feel that struggles हर किसी की जिंदगी में होते हैं.
बिल्कुल होते हैं.
किसी के visible होते हैं, किसी के visible नहीं होते हैं. So it's like a part of life, and you have to find a way. I mean, like, like, what other choice do you have? Either you can feel sorry for yourself, or you can, like, live your best life.
But who's given you this narrative? Was it somebody in the house? कि बेटा, doesn't matter, nothing can stop you.
So I think, like, my parents, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah. So they've always been extremely supportive.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, people with disabilities, उनके जो parents होते हैं, either they become overly protective, or they, they're just like,
क्या हो गया? ये क्या हो गया? हमारे साथ क्यों हुआ?
So this is what I tell everyone, that there's no right or wrong. I mean, like, when I was growing up, मेरे parents भी मेरे साथ सीख रहे थे. उनको नहीं पता था. For them, like, it was a very new thing. उन्हें कभी भी एक बच्चा नहीं.
So as you were growing up, was when the problem was coming through, or was it?
No, it was by birth.
It was by birth.
Yeah, it was diagnosed when I was 2 years old.
And what is the condition called?
Muscular dystrophy.
Muscular dystrophy.
So it's a genetic disease.
ठीक है.
So, but it was cured. I mean, it was diagnosed when I was 2.
Oh, okay. ठीक है.
But थी मुझे शुरू से ही by birth.
ठीक है.
But obviously, like, मतलब when I was born, my parents saw that मेरी development थोड़ी slow है.
ठीक है.
Like, I never crawled as a kid.
ठीक है.
I couldn't, like, I mean, I couldn't lift my neck the way a child should.
ठीक है.
So they took me to America.
हाँ.
With that I got diagnosed.
ठीक है.
And then, like, since then.
So that is also for them, like, mentally,
Definitely.
हाँ, कि prepare themselves to be such amazing parents like they have. And I see your videos with your father यहाँ. तो उनको तंग करते रहती हो सारा time.
Exactly, yeah. And honestly, I feel that they've been the driving force in my life.
Of course.
Because, like, my dad, he always said that beta, just go out, do your thing, make your own decision.
Amazing.
We're not gonna stop you.
Amazing.
But you should know that if something happens in life and you fall or you make a mistake or if anything goes wrong, we're behind you.
Wow.
And that kind of support मुझे लगता है बहुत important है.
बहुत ज़्यादा. Tell me something, Amna, and tell me when you think I may be stepping over the line, but were you ever bullied or were you ever made to feel like you might not be able to do it? मैं कर लेती हूँ.
of course, I mean, like in school.
Yeah.
But then obviously, I feel that when I was a kid, मुझे खुद ही पता था मेरे साथ क्या हो रहा है.
हाँ.
Like, why I'm different, why I can't do certain things.
तो उस वक्त माँ बाप क्या कहते थे अगर तुम कहती थी मैं चल नहीं पा रही हूँ या मैं क्यों नहीं कर पा रही?
उसे भी मुझे समझाते थे, but obviously अब वो खुद भी समझ आ जाती है.
हाँ.
कि यार नहीं हो रहा, नहीं कर सकते.
सही है.
एंड उस वक्त ऑब्वियसली जो बच्चे होते थे वो भी आपकी एज के होते थे.
हाँ.
उनको भी नहीं समझ होती थी.
या लेकिन बच्चे भी बुली कर सकते हैं.
बच्चे बुली करते थे. नहीं, दे वुड कॉल मी नेम. कभी कभार मजाक में धक्का दे दिया और लाइक मैं गिर जाती थी. बट देन अगेन आई थिंक इट वाज अ लर्निंग प्रोसेस. जहाँ आई मीन लाइक मतलब मैं पॉजिटिवली देखती थी, बिकॉज जहाँ अगर कोई मुझे बंदा बुली कर रहा है तो एक दूसरा बच्चा मेरी हेल्प भी कर रहा है. सो आई वुड जस्ट फोकस ऑन द हेल्प एंड नॉट द बुली.
Amazing. And I think again that mindset came from the teachers, parents, everybody's support also.
And alhamdulillah, like my friends, they have supported me a lot. And my sisters, like, they have given me immense support.
Yeah, I've seen the videos. Who's that lovely lady in the videos with you?
And that's my best friend.
Oh, she's amazing, huh?
Yeah.
वो तुम्हारे साथ कॉन्सर्ट पे भी आई थी?
वो मेरे साथ कॉन्सर्ट, वो मेरे साथ हर जगह होती है.
हर जगह होती है? You were like attached.
Where, yeah, she's like literally my plus one.
Oh, Allah, she's like heaven sent.
Yeah.
You can tell by her face that, and the two of you are like glued.
People think we're twins.
Resemblance भी है, बाल भी एक जैसे हैं.
आ गया वक्त के साथ, because we've known each other since like what, grade 7?
Wow.
It's been like 20 years.
And she's been like a sister to you.
So she's been like more than a sister, I would say.
Wow.
So she's literally like with me everywhere.
हाँ.
मतलब मेरे parents नहीं होते.
हाँ.
And she's there.
Wow. And what's her name?
Parsa.
Parsa. Yeah. Oh, how beautiful. Yeah. You know, she's a good friend, and I keep seeing her videos and the funny videos that you all make. Yeah. I'm like, oh my goodness. आप भी TikTok क्यों मुझे competition दे रहे हैं सब? Yeah. क्या चाह रहे हैं सब? Why?
क्या करें बस.
है ना? It's fun.
But I do it for time pass.
I know.
Honestly.
You got a serious job, भाई. वो important काम करने. How did corporate work happen? How did that start? When did you decide that this is what I want to do?
So like when I was in university, I had this major fear. मतलब मुझे लगता था मैं graduate कर जाऊँगी, उसके बाद मैं क्या करूँगी? लेकिन who's gonna give me a job? यहाँ पे तो इतनी awareness ही नहीं है.
नहीं रही है.
And that was like, this was like 5-6 years back.
हाँ.
तब तो like no one was working for people with disabilities.
बिल्कुल सही है.
कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा होता था. ये awareness तो अब आना शुरू हुई है. तो मुझे हमेशा डर लगता था कि यार ओके यूनिवर्सिटी तक तो मैंने अपना लाइफ प्लान बनाया है. उसके बाद मेरा लाइफ प्लान है ही नहीं. उसके बाद मैं क्या करूँगी? लाइक मतलब बस मैं घर पे बैठ जाऊँगी. सो आई ऑलवेज हैड दिस फियर एंड मैं बस कोशिश करती रहती थी कि नहीं यार अप्लाई करना है, देखना है क्या होना है,
क्या पता कुछ हो जाए.
एंड देन लाइक आई थिंक यूनिवर्सिटी हैपेंड आउट ऑफ नोवेयर.
वाओ.
वो तेरे को सब अल्लाह से मांगते हैं और अल्लाह में आपकी गोद में रख दे देता है वो अपॉर्चुनिटी. And I'm a big believer of that, by the way.
Yeah.
So I don't know how.
But didn't you ever have those conversations with God that you made it a little more difficult for me? Why?
I still do.
You do? Yeah, those days.
So like I always tell everyone that like Allah is my best friend. रात को जब मैं सोने लगती हूँ, so मैं अल्लाह से बहुत बातें करती हूँ. And I just tell him कि अल्लाह मैं यार ये कर दो यार please. हम ये कर देना best हो जाएगा. And I don't know, Anoushey, like out of nowhere, literally that thing happens.
Yeah, of course. मेरे लिए मुझे 2 चीज़ें चाहिए, मैं आपको ज़रा लिस्ट भेज दूँगी शो के बाद, ठीक है? ज़रा मांग लेना. लग रहा है तुम्हारी सुनी जा रही है.
I think सही वक्त होता है.
सही वक्त
अब ये नहीं होता कि बस फौरन लम्बे कल सुन लेते हैं. I think it just takes time.
You've motivated so many people. You know, you really have, and I've seen you speak about the condition. I've seen you speak about, where does your motivation come from? Again, Allah se to baatein karna.
I think it just comes from within. Like the power of positive thinking. So
इसमें सच्चाई है, the power of positive thinking.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, last couple of days, I was being a bit negative about life. Because I was like, क्या हो रहा है जिंदगी में, कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा, किधर जा रही है, मतलब अच्छा इतना तो अचीव कर लिया, इतना और कुछ अचीव करना है, नहीं कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा.
आप पॉलिटिक्स ज्वाइन कर लें, मैं आपको बता रही हूँ, आपको कुछ ना कुछ करने को हमेशा मिलते रहेगा.
उसके बारे में मुझे कुछ पता ही नहीं है, मुझे उसमें जाना ही नहीं है.
But अगर कभी किसी politician को देखा है पाकिस्तान में who you're like I really admire this person?
I mean, Imran Khan was one.
Ah, nice.
To be
Okay,
honest,
चलो.
like,
हाँ.
no, I still think that he has a very charismatic personality.
हाँ.
To be honest.
चलो, you can't take anything that
हाँ.
away from him. ये तो है. कि you know,
Like, I
man
don't
knows
know
how to carry himself and speak.
I
And
don't know about politics, but I feel that personality है.
even yesterday or day before I was seeing him, he was sitting with his workers somewhere. And शलवार कमीज और गर्मी हो रही है और ये हो रहा है नीचे जो स्नीकर्स पहने हुए ना और रॉजर फेडरर की नई कलेक्शन से I was like यार ये मतलब this man is my guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's wearing the right sneakers. And what about somebody you like नहीं यार ये नहीं this politician is on my cup of tea.
Yeah.
क्या होगा हम पॉलिटिक्स में ही नहीं हम तो कह सकते हैं.
You really want me to?
हाँ.
I think that would be all other politicians.
All other politicians.
To be honest.
पूरी लिस्ट. पूरी लिस्ट. So no politics.
Never.
Never for you. But then again, like you said कि अब क्या करना है आगे क्या करना है तो जवाब क्या है फिर आगे से क्या करना क्या है फिर?
So I feel that like I'm doing a corporate job.
हाँ.
But I feel that it's something that I'm doing for myself.
ठीक है.
Because it's very important कि आप financially independent हों.
जबरदस्त.
And that was my goal. Yeah, I don't want to be dependent on anyone. I want to earn. And I want to fulfill my dream with my own money.
Wow.
But now I feel that I'm at that stage जहाँ I want to create an impact.
Of course, and
I
you are
want
in
to
that
change
position.
lives.
No. And how do you intend on doing that? Because you're already such a great motivational speaker.
Yeah, but still, like I've always had this dream to open my own school
Wow.
for everyone. Like not like just for the able-bodied, but also for the disabled, for transgenders, like for everyone.
Anybody
like,
who is not coming into the category of oh this is what.
Yeah.
But who are we to decide what's normal and what's not?
Exactly.
यार? हम ये करते हैं मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ कि किसी को in fact you using this term so I'm going to use it but when I say somebody is disabled I don't like saying that because I'm like they're differently abled they're not disabled. तुम्हें क्या
no,
लगता है?
I don't agree with that to be
ठीक है,
honest because
ठीक है.
I feel that अगर आप किसी को differently able बोल रहे हो तो आप उसको different feel करा रहे हो.
ये भी सही है.
So this disabled is not a bad word.
Okay.
And I think it's not. I mean we're just so stuck with labeling people.
Yeah.
कि हर किसी पे हम नहीं कि अच्छा ये वर्ड ठीक नहीं है ये वर्ड सही है क्या आप असली मकसद से ही नहीं बोलते असली मकसद है दैट आप उन लोगों को एक्सेप्ट करो इन द सोसाइटी.
Yeah. No, that is a long journey because
Yeah.
even today, आप जहाँ भी जाओ, you know, it's difficult क्योंकि अगर आप व्हीलचेयर पे हो जैसे तो there are not places where you can just go very easily. कोई रेस्टोरेंट्स में, कोई पार्किंग में, कोई कहीं सिनेमाज में कोई ऐसी फैसिलिटीज़ नहीं होती.
कुछ भी नहीं है.
कुछ भी नहीं है तो obviously we kind of realize कि तो फिर घर बैठे रहो.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, and
लोग
there-
छुपाते हैं पता है आपको. Like I didn't know for so many years that I knew this girl who had a brother who was not all, you know, like again.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to say disabled? I'm saying okay. I still have my problem with that word,
That's
but
fine.
I feel like she hid it from people.
Yeah,
कि
because it's
हमारे घर
considered
में भाई
taboo.
है जो कमरे में रहता है बस
Yeah,
कि किसी को पता ना चले कि ये हाल है.
हाँ. And I know so many people. Like I tell you this one instance. मेरी graduation थी.
हाँ.
And someone I know, उसके parents came up to me, and they were like that, you know, can we take your picture? So I was like, yeah, okay, but
Okay, yeah, but
like,
हाँ.
but why do you need my picture, right? And then they were like that, oh, you know, we have a daughter who's disabled,
Okay.
or differently able,
हाँ.
and you know, like we just want to show it to her. And then I was like, okay, but why is she at home?
Yeah.
So then this other friend.
Maybe she's grown up in a place where she feels embarrassed. यार ये बहुत होता है. तुम्हारे अम्मा बारे तुम्हें ऐसे बड़ा किया ना. A lot of people obviously think मैं बाहर कैसे जाऊँ ऐसे या you know I feel embarrassed.
But आपको ये देना पड़ता है ना स्ट्रेंथ और पेरेंट्स इतने ओवर प्रोटेक्टिव हो जाते हैं तो हमारा बच्चा बाहर जाएगा उसको कुछ हो जाएगा.
हाँ और लोग कुछ कहेंगे तो क्या वो हैंडल कैसे करेगी या कोई नाम बुलाएंगे या कुछ कहेंगे और and people use the word बेचारा a lot. बेचारा.
Like I get so many comments that oh you're so pretty और देखो अल्लाह बेचारी.
Allah.
And I'm just like.
How does that feel?
I'm just like being pretty has no connection with being on the wheelchair.
Yeah,
They're two different things.
They're two different things. Where does that bichari come in?
Yeah, so, but I guess, you know, that's the mindset and it's going to take a long time to change. लाइक इफ आई स्टिल गो आउट, वो मुझे देखता है घूम घूम के। पहले तो मुझे होता था भाई मुझे क्यों देख रहे हो, नाउ आई कैन एंजॉय इट।
हम अपने बच्चों को भी नहीं सिखाते on how to react, so they also become a little like they stare. And you know, how about these things for you mentally, Amna? Because हम mental health के बारे में तो इतनी बातें कर रहे हैं because it's the conversation of our times now. So how did all this affect your mental health? के अगर कोई कह रहा है बेचारी, या अगर कोई कह रहा है कि वो देखो, या क्या, if somebody is just staring.
Honestly, you know, मतलब मुझे कभी भी लोगों से फर्क नहीं पड़ा। Like I think I've been that confident because my self-confidence means a lot to me.
बिल्कुल.
And I don't let anyone take that away from me. If I feel threatened, I just like cut that person out of my life.
बिल्कुल
so
सही है.
I can protect my self-confidence. But talking about mental health, मुझे I think लोगों से इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ा. But जो आपकी अपनी जर्नी होती है, so like obviously there's a lot of there are many struggles that I don't talk about.
Of course.
So for me, like you know, I mean, every day is a challenge.
Of course.
मतलब सुबह उठ के
getting ready,
going to work. Literally, I mean, like I sit on my wheelchair like I think 9 hours a day at work, constantly.
Wow.
So obviously that takes a toll.
Of course.
And then you fall sick, और आपकी behind the scenes बहुत struggle होती है.
Doctors, this, that, or
Yeah, so I think that takes a mental toll.
Yeah.
So a physical disease is never like you know just a physical disease.
Of course.
It has a lot of emotional turmoil as well.
Yeah.
So I think more than people, एक आपकी अपनी struggle होती है जो आपको बस mentally ज़्यादा affect करती है.
Yeah, a lot of people say, but when God उन्हीं को देता है who can handle it, right?
True.
And you've become an example for everybody, and you lead like a wholesome life. You've never made anybody feel like मैं ये नहीं कर पा रही because of the fact that I'm on this wheelchair for so many hours in a day. And that has been something I've admired about you so much, because you did that whole book thing, then you are speaking, then you're working, you're talking about it. Today you're saying you want to get a school going and helping people. So वही बात है कि had you not been in this position, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing. And now that you're doing what you're doing, you're inspiring so many others to do good for themselves, you know, because there are people like me who take everything for granted, and we keep complaining, and then I see somebody like you who's like, I'm going to work, I want to come to the concert, and I'm like, okay, this is amazing.
You know, I honestly feel that जिंदगी में आप हर चीज़ कर सकते हैं. I mean, ठीक है, I mean, maybe the way you do something, I cannot do it, but I'm sure there's some other way I can do it.
And there's so many things that you can do that I can't do, like a corporate job, for instance. Never.
No, like this one time I wanted to go for bicycling.
हाँ.
So we were just like कैसे जाएंगे, क्या करेंगे? And then my friends took me.
On a cycle?
अपने बाइक के पीछे कैरियर लगाया.
ओहो.
And I was sitting in that carrier. And हमने पूरे सीवी ऊपर चक्कर लगाया सुबह 6 बजे.
Oh, sorry.
So you know, like you just have to figure out a way.
Yeah.
कि आपने क्या चीज़ कैसे करनी है.
Amazing.
But हम एंड में कर लेते हैं.
कर लेते हैं कुछ ना कुछ आपको. इट बिकम्स योर न्यू नॉर्मल टाइप, जैसे हम कहते हैं. जब मास्क पहनना था तो हम सब पहन के निकल ही गए थे, फिर उसके बगैर जिंदगी अजीब लग रही थी.
लाइक कोविड में मैं 2 साल अपने घर पे थी.
हाँ.
I
How was that? कि वो तो मस्ट बी रियली, क्योंकि
ऑनेस्टली मुझे पता भी नहीं चला. I would say.
क्यों, क्या कर रही थी आप?
Yeah, because I just made myself extremely busy. And honestly, like for 2 years, I had no social contact. I mean, virtual नहीं था कि आप फ़ोन पे बात वगैरह कर लो. But I was so paranoid because I have a lung condition as well.
Of course, yeah. Of
so
course,
I was super paranoid.
And I'm sure that the doctors must have told you that your immune system is weaker than people around you, so don't.
मैं 2 साल काम पे नहीं गई. मैंने वर्क फ्रॉम होम किया. मैं लिटरली अपने कमरे से बाहर नहीं निकलती थी. मैं किसी से नहीं मिलती थी. And I would just be in my room.
But you said you were busy. और टाइम का पता नहीं चला.
टाइम का पता.
Yeah, Amna, I want to be Amna when I grow up. Somebody just made.
No, because I feel that, you know, it made me realize that you need very few things to be happy in life. That, okay, like we go out every day, we meet so many people, that's fine. But I connected with myself.
Wow.
जो टाइम मुझे बहुत अरसे से नहीं मिला था. But I connected with myself. I started enjoying my own company.
Reevaluated your own.
Yeah.
You know, अपने सिस्टम को अपग्रेड किया आपने.
उससे पहले I had no idea that मेरी कंपनी कैसी है मेरे लिए.
सही है, अपने साथ बैठने की आदत ही नहीं थी कि खुद ही बैठ के अपने
टाइम ही
साथ।
नहीं मिलता था, कभी दिया ही नहीं टाइम, स्पेशली लाइक इन माय केस बिकॉज आई ऑलवेज हैव समवन विद मी,
Yeah, you need to get that
yeah,
help.
to like help or like anything. But during COVID, it used to be like literally just me.
Has that been the most frustrating part of the journey, to just have somebody helping you all the time? And you're like, I wish I could just do this on my own and not have somebody just...
Yeah, I mean, it does annoy me.
Yeah.
But then I think that it's something that I'm grateful for as well.
That you can afford the help and that you have the help. That is amazing. So there are always two ways to look at a
And I always look at the side which makes me feel grateful, because अगर मेरे पास नहीं होती help और मैं afford नहीं कर सकती, which a lot of people can't, my life would have been completely different.
Yeah.
So you know, like there are times when people they call me कि आप आएं और talk दें या speech दें, and I'm like, I'm no one to do that, because you know Allah Miya blessed me with resources, like I could afford things, and I'm not saying that being a bit privileged is like, you know, everything.
Like it becomes easier on anybody. सबके अपने struggles are valid.
Obviously मुझे रात को पानी चाहिए होता है,
हाँ.
या कुछ चाहिए होता है, like where I don't want to ask someone to do that, so I wait. You know, like चलो कोई उठ जाएगा तो दे देगा, कुछ और हो जाएगा. It's a constant struggle.
Yeah.
But definitely it makes things easier.
Yeah, of course.
That I do have the resources.
Yeah, mashallah. And you're grateful for it is even better, because very few people are grateful for all the blessings that they have in their life, and including your family, your parents. You were talking about getting a school going for everybody. So कोई उसका कोई वो inauguration नहीं है, कोई पत्थर जो रखने वाला तस्वीरों के साथ?
No, it's still in the works.
It's still in the works.
Like I want to do it. I really want to.
पहली चीज़ तो ख्याल ही होती है कि ना उस दिन
ख्याल तो बहुत टाइम से है.
हाँ.
But स्कूल खोलना भी बहुत मुश्किल है. So
एक दफ़ा खुल गया ना फिर
exactly
जिंदगी बंद हो जाएगी और स्कूल खुल जाएगा.
तो पहले तो था कि अपने आप को स्टेबल कर लें.
हाँ.
एक आपकी अपनी एक स्टेबल जॉब होए, स्टेबल इनकम होए, and now it's like I feel that it's
How long
time.
have you been working now with these people?
It's been like 5+ years.
5 years. And
I joined in
mashallah,
2017.
wow. And you've come such a long way now.
Yeah.
You know, and now like obviously you're like in a senior position and yeah, but retirement is a very far off thing. तो तुम अपना काम भी करते रहना साथ साथ.
Yeah, so I really want to do something. Like I get a lot of messages, and people like, you know, they keep asking me that how should we motivate a child? हम क्या करें?
But you are a motivator whether you like it or not. Like you were saying, why am I more special than everybody else? But you are. And maybe that's your calling. The fact that you are going to now do speeches and talks and help people.
Yeah, I mean, it can be. I don't look at it that way, to be honest. Because I think I'm just doing the minimum to live my life.
Yeah, but minimum, maximum, just by being you, you are helping people. Yeah, it's an
try to
example.
as
You're
much
there,
as I
you're
can.
out there, you're working, you're listening to music. Maybe you can sing. I saw कुछ गा के सुनाए चले हमने.
नहीं. No. I'm a bathroom singer.
You're a bathroom singer. Oh goodness.
बस.
नहीं यार.
उसके अलावा नहीं गा सकती मैं.
Yeah. Future plans, like you said, coming down to getting the school going. Have you ever thought about your own little podcast or your own little
Yeah,
video
I want
series?
to.
तो फिर?
I want, but वही time.
वो तो मेरी तरह है फैसल. टाइम नहीं इनके पास. कर लिया हमने, हम दो साल से बातें कर रहे हैं बैठ के कोने में. करना है. कर ले.
But I think there's a right time for everything. वो चीज़ अगर होनी होगी ना, वो अपने टाइम पे हो जाएगी.
बिल्कुल सही है.
So करना तो बहुत कुछ है.
हाँ.
And like I want to like motivate people also.
Yeah.
I want to like, you know, I want people to have that confidence.
Yeah.
And this was, I think, my primary goal when I like, you know, when I joined a corporate job. I wanted to break that stereotype.
बिल्कुल सही है.
That, you know, I mean, आप इंसान पे आप नहीं कर सकते.
And how in the workspace, and have you ever felt like people are like being extra nice to you because you know of the condition, or like
no.
they treat you like an equal in every regard? कि जब उनको
yeah.
आपके साथ प्रॉब्लम होता है तो वो ये कह देते हैं कि यार ये तुम गलत
Yeah,
है.
I think you need to be very vocal.
Yeah.
Because if someone tries to put me down, I kind of say it to them. Yeah, if someone like, you know, is being super nice, and I think I have that kind of personality कि लोग काफ़ी जल्दी मेरे साथ मोल्ड हो जाते हैं.
Yeah.
तो
I'm looking at him, I'm like, Aksha, really?
yeah.
Huh, you're easy to work with. I'm assuming you're easy to work with. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you a bad boss?
No.
Are you like a tough?
No, I think I'm an amazing boss, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, मैं तो आपके साथ काम नहीं किया तो मुझे नहीं पता. खुद ही कह रही है. I think I'm an amazing boss. This is something your employees will tell. I mean, the people working with you will tell me.
And you can ask them, they tell me that. Literally, I get so many messages.
What is the formula? अच्छे बॉस बनने के लिए क्या करना पड़ता है?
I think guidance. So this is one thing that my mentor has taught me. Like my manager has been amazing with me.
Your manager at work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't have a personal manager.
I was like, personal manager भी इनके पास है, वाह.
I'm not that famous or
एक दीपिका है, फिर एक आमना है.
नहीं अभी वो वाला टाइम नहीं आया.
और आज आने वाला है वो.
आएगा इंशाल्लाह.
इंशाल्लाह, why not?
अभी तक नहीं आया है.
हाँ. तो अच्छा, your manager at work, so he or she is your mentor.
Yeah, so I think he's taught me a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like he recently resigned, but he literally I can reach out to him, and I feel that where I am today in my corporate life is because of him. Because it is so hard to be accepted in our society.
Yeah.
And it is so hard that लोग आपकी disability से beyond देखें और आपके merit को देखें.
बिल्कुल सही है.
आपकी capabilities को देखें.
बिल्कुल सही है.
So he would do these things for me.
Yeah, he treated you like an equal then.
And I think
absolutely कि कोई problem ही नहीं है.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and work.
Yeah, and I think that it is so important to have that one person who believes in you. Yeah, कर सकते हो तुम. Like he always tells me that I want to see your picture in the newspaper. कि ओह तुमने ये चीज़ कर ली achieve.
I want to see a picture of the newspaper. How sweet.
Yeah.
He's like a little dad who's got a lot of dreams for you.
Yeah.
कि ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है.
So I think that that's very important
Of course.
to have in your life.
Of course, it is very important to have that kind of. We were talking about so many issues regarding women as well. Being a woman, being in a corporate space, क्या कुछ होता है. You have like an added sort of condition, all of that. And yet, again, like we said, you've come so far. It is because of mentors, support system. Definitely. So for those parents, या for those people who are looking at you at this moment in time, जो कभी-कभी इन चीज़ों को छुपाते हैं, इन चीज़ों से थोड़ा सा overwhelm होके फिर वो कर देते हैं कि हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते. उनको क्या कहना चाहोगी? Because there's so many who watch through these platforms. And they need somebody to just maybe inspire them a little bit to get up and make it work for themselves, no matter what your condition in life is and no matter where you are in your life.
I feel that one thing that is super important is that educate your child.
ठीक है.
if my parents didn't send me to school.
Which school did you go to?
I went to Foundation Public.
Foundation Public. So Foundation also was there. अच्छा ये एक और चीज़ होती है कि हम इनको वो दूसरे स्कूल भेज रहे हैं.
उनको दूसरे स्कूल भेज देते हैं.
वो क्यों होता है?
या उनको स्कूल ही नहीं भेजते.
या उनको स्कूल ही नहीं भेजते.
तो
पहला ही कदम जो है वो ही ऑफ हो जाता है क्योंकि आपकी सोशल स्किल्स नहीं डेवलप होती हैं, आपके दोस्त नहीं बनते.
Definitely. So I think that I got lucky. My parents sent me to a normal school. And
Foundation was very accepting and very.
Yeah. So वहाँ पे I remember ramps नहीं थे.
Ramps नहीं थे हाँ.
So उन्हें मेरे ramps बनवाए.
Wow.
Then I went to Nixer. वहाँ भी they accommodated me a lot. And then I went to CBM.
Amazing.
For university. So I think that because of all these schooling systems that I went to, it impacted my life very positively.
And it's amazing that your parents set you out there knowing कि ठीक है bullies भी होंगे, मुश्किलात भी आएगी, but she'll learn how to deal with it. We're not going to stop her and keep her shielded to protect her. क्योंकि कभी-कभी I think parents come from that place also कि नहीं ये society अच्छी नहीं है लोगों के लिए और वो हमारे बच्चे को या बेटी को they'll make them feel worse.
Yeah, and like I think that obviously बहुत stress भी होता है क्योंकि आपको इतना पढ़ना होता है. I remember like
timings and examinations.
Yeah, you can't do it but I remember this one time my mom came to me and she was like बेटा तुम private नहीं कर लो. हाँ. तुम नहीं कर सकोगी बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. Like I don't want you to stress out.
तुमने कहा मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ पर है ना तुमने हाँ. Oh, this was your mother. This was your mom keeps you motivated. उल्टा.
So I think it's about I think it's about your own ego as well.
Yeah.
So I was like ये आप कैसी मतलब बात कर रही हैं. how can you say that I can't do something?
Yeah.
Now, like, you know, I'll do it and I'll show you.
Wow. And you did.
So,
And what does she say today?
So I keep bugging her कि आपने मुझे उसका कहा था ना, अब देखें. Because she's always like कि मुझे तो पता ही नहीं होता तुम कब कहाँ हो, क्या कर रही हो.
हमारा?
कभी तुम कहीं पहुंची हुई होती हो, कभी कोई इवेंट है, कभी कुछ है, कभी ये है, लेकिन तुम थकती नहीं हो.
That's amazing. मुझे तो like that's amazing. That is so inspiring, Amna. Truly is. You know, like it's amazing.
Yeah, but I think you have to do it.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
And everybody has to do it. You know, there was a time when I couldn't leave my bed for days at end because I just could not.
Yeah.
I could not. And, you know, again, like you said, mentally is the real game. You know, it's a game changer. That if you're mentally strong and mentally in a good place, then you can do a million things. Varna, you know, you could have everything in the world and still not see
Yeah.
the advantage of being around anymore.
And I think that small little thing, they hold so much importance. Like COVID, I realized that waking up in the morning and literally changing your clothes from your night suit, that is also a blessing. That changes your entire day.
It is.
क्योंकि 2 साल तो हमने नाइट सूट में गुजार लेते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
And
वो
what-
छोटी-छोटी चीज़ होती है, like a good cup of tea or a nice book.
Yeah.
And just listening to some music is a blessing. It's a blessing in life, and we always take it for granted. But जब things go down south, तो ये चीज़ें काम आती हैं. You're literally home watching TV, and you're like, thank God, I'm here for this television set and the music, which has taken us through heartbreaks, through like, you know, school life, to like adult life, to like work problems,
Stressful situations,
teachers,
everything.
stressful situations. Yeah, all of that. But you're right, that's amazing. And it's like a very, very sort of, you know, good way to look at things. If there were some top 3 things that you realized were the biggest blessings in your life, family तो है, friends तो है, पारसा भी है, पारसा हाँ. लेकिन if there were the 3 things that you realized that this is what's made my life beautiful all over again.
All over again. I think my life has always been beautiful.
Okay, but the realization during COVID कि यार ठीक है आपसे ऐसे बैठ के बात की तो ये पता चला और बड़ा मजा आया.
Yeah, I would say what makes my life. Okay, that's a tough question.
Yeah, I didn't mean to ask any tough questions.
No, but I think one is your mindset.
Grateful
That
mindset.
is very important.
Yeah.
You need to have like a go-getter mindset. So it literally like मुझे लगता है आप जैसे सोचते हैं ना आपकी जिंदगी वैसी ब्यूटीफुल हो जाती है.
वो लोग कहते हैं, you know, a lot of mystics say that what you see is what you created actually. So you've created your world.
Yeah.
So if you only see the negative, you will experience it in the worst way possible.
Definitely. And then I think that, you know, it's super important to be busy. So I would say my job, it gives me a lot of, you know, like it fuels me.
And then your bathroom
honest.
singing also. Your disgusting bathroom singing.
That too, that is also important.
It is important.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I don't want to hear it, but I'm sure it really does some really good things for you.
Yeah.
Actually, you can send me a recording later.
No,
Maybe.
no.
No? Well, if you did, I think you'd be a singer. If you had to do acting, singing, or like producing and directing, you'd be a singer, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would
But
also be
that's my
singer.
secret power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can always take classes. किसी को सुनने की ज़रूरत नहीं है.
अनुषा उससे भी कुछ नहीं होना.
But you are a creative person.
I like to believe that I am.
Yeah, I've seen some. Like the thing you sent me was such a creative journal put together.
Yeah.
That everyday journal. What happened to it? Side business.
Yeah. Like I
टाइम
want
नहीं मिला.
to.
टाइम नहीं मिला. इनके पास एक ही चीज़ है कि आपने वो क्यों नहीं किया? मुझे टाइम नहीं मिला. आपने नेल पॉलिश क्यों नहीं बदला? मुझे टाइम नहीं मिला.
Like I want to restart it. Like I've always had this vision because I have a lot of mental health issues as well.
Of course.
Like I was diagnosed with anxiety
Of
in
course.
2013. So I want to reach out to people.
Yeah, and
I want to help
you
them.
know how difficult it can be for people.
Yeah.
Because you've been again put in this position perhaps to inspire. That's why I'm telling you, you've got to do it. You don't have a choice in the matter. You've got to help people. अब तो तुम्हारे पास कोई चारा ही नहीं है. You're going to have to. So you're going to first do your podcast. I'll give you a list, okay?
Okay.
And then after 2 months, I'll check in. कि क्या बना?
Must say that.
Where do you see Amna 5 years from now?
5 years from now,
Where do you see Amna like?
I don't think about the future. Like I used to. I used to think a lot about the future. that oh my god, if my parents are not there tomorrow,
क्या होगा?
what's gonna happen? Because literally they're all I have.
Yeah.
And you know, like if I don't have a job, what's gonna happen?
You have any siblings?
I do. I have two elder sisters.
Oh, you do have elder sister.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then like you know they have their own life, and you don't want to like
I know.
burden anyone with your problem.
I agree. I feel that way about my sisters. कि मैं अब जाती हूँ क्या मैं लेटे रहती हूँ अपने बच्चे संभाल रहे हैं
Yeah.
कहीं कुछ कर रहे हैं and I'm like
So yeah, but then literally I just stopped thinking about the future. I know that where I'm meant to be,
yeah.
Allah is gonna take me there. Like I don't know what it's gonna be और कहाँ होंगी मैं.
Where would you like to be?
Like you said, maybe doing my podcast,
Yeah.
and I might have a personal manager. I don't know.
Basically, she wants to be on the cover of some magazine. दिल दिल में तो she wants to be on Forbes.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Like the sky's the limit, and you're already pretty much there. And like you said, you're so thankful and so aware of all your blessings and everything around you, right? तो ये podcast है ज़रूरी करना है, बहुत चीज़ें करनी है.
फिर आपको कर लूँ फिर अपना.
और फिर और what is going to happen to the corporate job? I wonder.
I have no idea. I think that you can do a corporate job, you know, like till what? मतलब आप पूरी जिंदगी नहीं कर सकते. I think I'm not that person.
Corporate slave जो कहते हैं लोग. You
हाँ,
actually become a slave.
I don't think मैं पूरी जिंदगी एक corporate job कर सकता. Honestly, this has been like one of my biggest challenges lately. That okay, I'm doing a corporate job, but अब क्या? तो ये ठीक है, पैसे कमा रही हूँ अपने लिए.
और कर भी लिया ना. You had to prove it to yourself कि मैं करके दिखाती हूँ कि मैं कर सकती हूँ. Like
5 साल कर लिया. मुझे तो लगा था कि मैं 1 महीने में भाग जाऊंगी. I think my job has been the only thing that I've committed to for a long time. But now it's more like अब अपने लिए क्या करना और लोगों के लिए क्या करना.
क्या करना है अपने लिए?
अपने लिए बहुत
ये
do something that makes you happy.
Yeah.
And I think helping people makes me happy.
Yeah.
Like I've always, like I don't tell this to people, but I've always wanted to adopt a kid.
You've always wanted to adopt a child?
Yeah.
You'd be such a nice mother.
I don't.
You'd be spoiled. You'd be
No,
spoiled.
because I want to, like, you know, I want to change someone's life for the better.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many kids who need help, who need guidance.
That's true.
And
there are so many kids in Pakistan who don't have parents.
yeah.
I mean, you know, in our own neighborhoods and in our own cities, there are orphans everywhere.
Yeah.
And you see them begging on the streets, and you're like, I could give him a nice home, a good education, and give him a life. तो कर ले फिर. What are you waiting for?
The right time, maybe.
The man of your dreams.
I know.
No?
I
Who is the man of your dreams? Except Atif, he's married. Please don't look out for married men. It's not a good thing.
no, I don't want to look out for any man.
No man.
No.
No man completes anybody.
I don't, yeah.
We all think that in our head, I think.
Yeah.
But अब मजे की बात है कि the narrative is changing. It's not
Yeah.
about being married and settled
I
and
want to be
having a
my
child.
own man and my own hero.
But you are. You are.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
That's how it's gonna be.
So when are you adopting them?
You never know, maybe in 5 years.
That'd be amazing. हाँ मतलब एक दफा मैनेजर आ जाएगा तो फिर पैसे होंगे ना फिर पढ़ाना लिखाना सस्ता नहीं है. Then he's going to grow up saying, I need to go to college in the US, mother. कौन भरेगा $1 देगा? $1 is
बहुत
like
महंगाई हो गई है.
बहुत ज़्यादा.
Scholarship.
Genius भी होगा तुम्हारी तरह है ना?
Yeah, उतना काबिल होएंगे भाई scholarship
Oh
में.
for Allah, you're going to be that mother. Ace क्यों नहीं आए? No, don't do that.
No, not age क्यों नहीं आए. But I feel कि you know you should know every skill in life.
Yeah.
Every skill is important.
Yeah.
Education is not just on getting an E grade.
Yeah.
I think I have been an average student.
Yeah. Same. I was a very average student. But look at me now. Look at me. Did you ever think I'd become such a big star? Nobody knew. Stop it, please.
No, actually. I mean, like.
Liberty books नहीं चाहिए. But you're a reader.
No, I'm
रोल ही कर
not.
दे मैं हाथ से रहने ही दे. रोल है ना? हाँ. You're not a reader.
No, I'm not.
You don't read.
I'm more of a show person. I don't read at
तो ये
all.
wisdom आती कहाँ से?
बस दिल से.
दिल से. Oh, you're already well read.
बस वही.
Unlike me, मैं ना रोज के बाद.
Struggles of life ने सिखा दिया सब.
हाँ, you've read the struggles of life.
Practical learning करते हैं हम.
Do you think, you know, I mean, what would you like to say to those people who are, again, struggling, but I think she answered that question already.
Society.
Oh, society. ठीक है. कौन सी steps society को लेनी चाहिए to make it more easy for people around us who are dealing with a disability or are differently abled?
I think acceptance. That is a very very important step, because जब तक आप एक्सेप्ट नहीं करोगे और आप एक दूसरे बंदे को डिफरेंटली देखते रहोगे तो आप कुछ भी नहीं कर सकते. एंड लाइक आवर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, देयर आर barely any accessible places, and like a lot of parents tell their children that you can't go to these places क्योंकि accessible नहीं है.
आप नहीं कर सकोगे बेटा, आप नहीं कर सकोगे.
Like my parents never did that with me, alhamdulillah, but obviously आप कहीं जाते हो and you have to be picked, so that itself makes you feel that यार इतनी स्ट्रगल करके मैं एक जगह पहुंचूं कि मुझे कोई उठाए, 3 लोगों को मैं बनाऊं, सीढ़ियों से ऊपर लेके जाए. So I think there needs to be accessibility.
There has to be accessibility. And then you're right, we actually don't have that kind of facility anywhere. And acceptability and accessibility. Yeah, that has to happen.
So I think they're the two most important things.
I would agree. And there's a good way to, I think now that you're in a position to make a difference, again, this is how it's going to happen when you get out there and maybe, say, pave the road for those who we used to keep saying that, अच्छा आपने TV पे काम किया तो आपने pave कर दी, थोड़ी सी आसानी पैदा की for the next girl to come in a pair of jeans and start dancing on screen.
Yeah.
So you have
like
to
when I came in, I joined in 2017. Now Unilever has a program for people with disabilities.
That's amazing.
They've hired like 14, 15 people.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's called the Uplift program. So like when you come to Unilever, literally, you're going to see so many wheelchairs around. And not just like wheelchair-bound people, but there are people with other disabilities as well.
Yeah.
Like they're like blind.
Somebody's hard of hearing, somebody can't see, somebody, a lot of people. And they do, they say that, why again I'm coming back to the differently able was because you might think something is lacking, but something else has kind of become really good.
Definitely.
Attuned.
Yeah.
And that's why, Rafi had a question. If you want to leave a legacy behind, what do you think your legacy should be like? कि basically हमारे podcast में तुम्हारी तस्वीर हो यहाँ, ये घोड़ा ना हो.
So, like my Instagram handle.
Yes.
It's the girl with wings.
Girl with wings.
And I think that's what I want my legacy to be.
Yeah.
That the girl who didn't let anything stop her.
Yeah.
And she flew and she achieved her dream.
It's gonna happen. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening, and it's so exciting to do all that. To all those parents out there, again, who also face a lot of challenge, because I've seen parents actually, they become very protective of their children. They are the ones who don't let them out.
Yeah.
They are the ones who are very scared कि मेरे बच्चों को बाहर निकलने से कुछ negative impact होगा. And those mothers and fathers who really have a tough time struggling mentally also. And would you give them any sort of advice? Do you think therapy is good? Do you think family therapy is good? Do you think communication is good?
Yeah.
क्या करें?
So
to make it easier for them.
I feel that you should just talk. Communication is very important, because what my parents did with me, वो मुझे सब बताते थे कि बेटा आपने ये करना है और कोई बात नहीं अगर ये हो गया. And I would communicate with them that मैं ये करना चाहती हूँ. So I remember that I think when I was 12 or 13, I was in major depression.
Of course.
और उस वक्त मुझे पता भी नहीं था कि मैं डिप्रेशन में हूँ, ये सारे वर्ड्स क्या होते हैं. But I would always be really sad and quiet and just like sit separately. किसी से मैं बात नहीं करती थी. लोगों को लगता था मेरा टीनेज rebellious phase है.
Phase चल रहा है, हाँ.
But then my parents saw that कि something is wrong with her.
Yeah.
And they would talk to me कि like क्या हो रहा है तुम्हें. And then like I remember they got me my first dog.
How cute.
Yeah, so and they got me my first dog, and literally that dog changed my life.
Of course.
And I think that dog brought me out of depression.
Yeah. What is his name?
Duffy.
Love he.
Up to now, he passed away.
Yeah, he's chilling.
Yeah.
He's chilling. In
So I
Dolly
feel
heaven.
that parents need to communicate.
Yeah.
Like not just parents, but generally also like my nephew.
All your relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like my nephew was like when they were born, they didn't know I'm on the wheelchair.
Yeah, of course.
So it was so important to make them understand कि दुनिया में बहुत तरह के लोग होते हैं और आपने एक्सेप्ट करना है.
बिल्कुल करना है. बिल्कुल करना है. किसी को अंडरमाइन नहीं करना.
Yeah.
क्योंकि आज चिल्ड्रन ग्रो अप थिंकिंग यू नो दैट ठीक है.
There needs to be empathy. Sympathy तो बहुत कर देते हैं हम.
Sympathy बहुत है.
But I think we lack
this is such a
empathy.
beautiful thing that you said because now when I think about our society, we do a lot of hi hi Allah
Yeah.
Allah, ये वो like they don't really feel empathy.
Yeah.
They just give sympathy. Like it's out for grabs. Also because पता नहीं कोई लोग हमें कहते हैं कि शायद आप लोगों ने इतना अपने पाकिस्तान में इतनी चीज़ें देखी नहीं है कि आप लोग थोड़े से बेहस भी हो गए हैं, राइट? कि मेरी दोस्त आई थी ऑस्ट्रेलिया से एंड शी वाज लुकिंग एट चिल्ड्रन बेगिंग है तो वो रोना शुरू हो जाती थी एंड आई वुड एंड मैं थिंकिंग आई हैव सो मच एम्पैथी वुड बी लाइक ओह डोंट गिव देम दे आर पार्ट ऑफ अ माफिया एंड दिस एंड दैट कैन यू इमेजिन एंड शी वाज लाइक अनुषे दे आर चिल्ड्रन mafia no mafia
Yeah,
there are children begging on the street
True, I agree.
you know and I was just looked at her and I felt embarrassed all of a sudden because sometimes they're so badtameez these kids and you want to get out and you're like शीशा मत हाथ लगाओ ये मत करो and then you realize बच्चा है and we've forgotten because देख के हम भी थक गए but उसके लिए वो हर बच्चे को पैसे दे रही थी and I was like this is also not a solution we have to sit down and talk about what is the middle ground
Yeah, I
for
think we
these
become immune.
people you become immune yesterday also I was out somewhere again you see people they're again you know you've got so many physical disabilities and they're out there and the poor guys on the streets and you're just like they get up side for can you imagine
There's no system, there's nothing. But
so you
then,
think the government also comes into play when these things happen? That they should have
Definitely,
programs where they make it very acceptable.
yeah, I think अभी recently NICs हुए हैं introduced for
Okay.
people with disabilities.
NICs ही नहीं होती थी.
Special NIC हुआ है.
अच्छा.
उसके ऊपर आपका व्हीलचेयर का ही लोगो होता है.
Oh.
That you have a disability of some kind.
ठीक
They
है.
didn't have that.
Yeah.
Like आपकी बाहर सारी कंट्री में होता है.
Oh.
There were no कोई benefits ही नहीं होते थे. But I also feel that obviously that mindset like you know is gonna take a while.
Of course it will.
It's a constant work.
Of course. And यहाँ पे कुछ भी करने से लोग कहते हैं यार पहले मुल्क का हाल देख लो.
हाँ.
जब मुल्क सही हो जाएगा तो सारी चीज़ that's true. लेकिन ऐसा हरगिज़ ही मतलब नहीं है कि आप एक चीज़ को मुल्क सही कैसे होता है when you work on these little and some big things like this also. You know, like everything comes into play and then
Yeah,
that's
so
when
I think it's constant work.
That's why I think you should be the next prime minister and forget about your school. I will run your school on the side. No politics.
Never.
No politics and no singing. Yeah. Amna, anything you'd like to say before we let you go?
So I would just like to say that you know like don't let fear stop you. A lot of times like you know it's the fear that kind of like stops you from doing something. And that I think that's huge. मतलब अगर मैं जिंदगी में सब डरती रहती कि यार मैं बाहर जाऊंगी मैं क्या करूंगी
क्या करूँ जाके तो देखो.
Exactly, like sometimes you have to take that risk. Sometimes you have to take that leap of faith.
I think you'd be a good therapist also.
I think.
है ना? Great. कितने business plans हैं मेरे पास तुम्हारे लिए?
पर मुझे फिर मेरी थेरेपी कौन करेगा?
क्या करेगा?
मेरी थेरेपी कौन करेगा?
थेरेपिस्ट का भी थेरेपिस्ट होता है.
हाँ, but then that
तुम्हारे लिए हम एक और डफी 2 ले आएंगे. Fluffy ले आएंगे.
Too much emotional intake.
It's kind of, and for a person who has empathy, it kind of throws you down also. But that's the art of learning, to have your empathy, but to use it mindfully. That's what a lot of people who have empathy say.
But sometimes it's too draining. Like, you know, the kind of messages that I get, sometimes, वो आके मुझे अपनी पूरी जिंदगी बता देते हैं.
Yeah, because they think that you will obviously hear them out and understand where they're coming from and then give them that empathy.
Which I do, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, like, I wish I could do something, but I can't.
Yeah.
So that kind of, like, you know, sometimes
maybe they just want to be listened to.
Yeah.
Maybe they just want to be listened to.
Yeah, because, everyone needs someone to listen to.
That's true.
And I think that people like that and their lives a lot.
Yeah. and you had a lot of people to listen to you, mashallah. And it's so you know, empathy हो गई, एक better understanding हो गई, एक normalcy आना चाहिए एक situation में जहाँ पे inclusivity जिसकी हम बात करते हैं, and the fact that it's okay. And then I think the perception changes. No to sympathy and yes to empathy. That would be amazing. That would be really good. It's true. I got kind of tired of being sympathetic.
And
Thank
no
you.
to fear. Take risks.
No more fear. Take
Yes.
risks. ये तो मेरे लिए भी अच्छा message है. I've taken a risk. Started this journey.
And it will fly.
Huh?
It will fly, honestly.
You think?
Yeah, just be positive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It will.
Yeah.
इससे बड़ा podcast होगा ही नहीं जब तक you launch. When you launch, let me know so I'll do things like go around telling people
No.
नहीं उसका इतना अच्छा नहीं. Imagine, have you ever thought of pulling anybody down for your own success?
No.
You can be honest. किसी को देख के like jealous a little bit. नहीं?
I know I have my own journey.
Yeah, your own journey. We all have our own journey. And the only people we can better is ourselves. और किसी का क्या कर सकते हैं हम?
Exactly.
Besides just being happy for who they are. Thank you. Bless you.
Yeah.
And I hope I meet you more often.
Definitely.
Outside all these.
Thank you so much for having me.
Not at all. It's my pleasure. And I'm so glad you could come. You were one of the first people that came to my mind when I was like, you know, I want to talk about inspiring people and share their stories. And this has been such a great experience. All over again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bless you. दूर से. Alright, you guys. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, put in comments. And let me know how you found this particular episode. और साथ ही साथ हमें ये भी बताइए that who you'd like to see, what kind of stories would you like to hear in the future. And अगर आप like करेंगे तो मैं आपको उससे ज़्यादा like करूँगी. Do it now. Follow.